Okay, so I've got a few websites open here. See all the tabs at the top. These are all websites that I own and have made, and these are the Studiopress, Toolset, and Gravity Forms websites. Because what I want to do is I want to talk about these three websites and the products they supply and how I use them. So I have the full Studiopress plan, which basically gives me access to all of their themes. So Studiopress are a professional standard WordPress theme supplier, and basically they have lots and lots and lots and lots of great quality themes to use, and I have the full package, so I basically can use any of these themes. And as you can see here, it's Make a Pro theme. I actually use that on two of my websites. I use it on this website, my neilcurtis.me website, and also on the Turbo Trainer website that I set up and run. So you can see how easy it is. So basically all you do is, if I click on this theme, I can see a live demo of it. This is basically the layout of the theme you can get. And what it is, when I thought that's quite a cool website. I like the look at that. I like the font, like the style, like the layout. I'm going to use that for my websites. And as you can see, my Neil Curtis website is very similar. Obviously, I've got my own images, got my own text, and my own, colors and things like that. But basically, it is the same as this, and it's so easy to use. So, if you're looking to create really high quality websites, then I suggest you check out Studiopress and see what they have to offer. Because as I said, they have so many different styles and themes for all sorts of different websites depending on what you want to do. So if you've got a website that's related to selling something or listing something, so this is a example website that's set up for selling homes. So say you're selling something like this, you could choose this theme perhaps. And this has got extra functionality, such as you can say what kind of house you want, and you can search. It displays the results. So this theme's all set up to do this. So depending on what kind of website you've got, what kind of theme that you want, Studiopress generally has something for you, and that's why I chose them. And they add new themes all the time, which is fantastic. So there you go. So I just wanted to talk about Studiopress, and if you're developing WordPress websites, making WordPress websites, then you should check them out. And I've used them for a long time. So this is one of their websites. This is also one of their themes. So I use them on a lot of different websites. These are different themes. This is a course that I run. So you see this is a nice simple course layout website. This is for home fitness equipment. Again, it's just got more of a simple bloggy feel, and this is for turbo trainers, and again it's very similar to my Neil Curtis website but a bit different. So there you go. So Studiopress, if you want to get premium quality themes, I suggest you check them out. And another thing I want to talk about is Gravity Forms, and basically what this is it lets you really easily put forms into your website, and these can be anything from simple contact forms, email sign-up forms, or more complicated things such as forms that allow user-generated content, or forms that hook up with all sorts of platforms such as PayPal or Dropbox or Slack. Gravity Forms is kind of an easy way to do this, and again I use them on all my websites. So on this Neil Curtis website, this simple newsletter sign up is actually an embedded Gravity Form, so it's a really simple way to do it. And this is hooked up to MailChimp, which I use for my holding my emails. So again, that's another great thing about Gravity Forms. You can hook it up with all sorts of different things. So if you enter your email here and click Learn With Me, this button, you would automatically get added to my email list so I could keep you updated of my newsletter. So it lets you do cool things like that. And another thing it lets you do is it lets you specify things such as if someone submits their email address, you can redirect them to another page just to say thank you, or you can do all sorts of different things. But there's more you can do with it. So again, I have them on my Turbo Trainer website. So again, this is a Gravity form. And also, if you go down to the bottom, if you go to the contact page, this is just a simple contact gravity form as well. So when you submit this form, again, you will get added to the email list, but also this will notify me by email that someone's filled out a form and give me all these details. And also in the back end of my WordPress website, it will keep a record of these forms that are filled in. And I can just go and show you that actually. So I'll show you this contact page. So if I edit this contact page, you'll see that I have just a little bit of text here that I've added, but then I've just embedded this form. And it's as easy as clicking this add form button here. And then you'll see I've got a whole list of different forms, and I just select which one I want and it adds it into the website. So this is Gravity form number 3, which is my contact form. So once you install Gravity Forms, you get this form icon here, this link here at the side. You see I've got many different forms, but this is a contact form. So if I select that, all I did is you go add new to create a new form. And you see it's really simple. I've got a name, email, and comments area. And what you do is, when you start off, this is blank, and you just, on these side fields here, you just select what you want. So I can say I want a new date field. So just click on that. You'll see this date area gets added here, and then you can configure it how you want. And say I wanted it to come above the comments. You just drag it up there, and now it will appear above there in the form. I'm going to delete that because I don't want it, so I just click that across, and then I can delete that field. So it's pretty easy to do, and you can edit them up. You can say I want that a required field, no duplicates if you want that, placeholder text if you want to add that, and some of the advanced styling if you want to do that. So that's how easily it is done. And as I said, you can hook this into different things. So depending on what applications you want to hook it up to, so I've got MailChimp and Campaign Monitor because I was using 2 different email management systems, so you can just hook it up with them and link it all up, so when someone submits this form they get added to your email list. You can do more complicated things. So if I go onto another one of my websites, this is an online course that I run. So if I go right down to here and click on learn about this coaching program, and then take the course, you see I've got these 2 areas here for the 2 different levels of course that I run. And this is an embedded Gravity form. So in fact, all this is a Gravity form, all this section here, and this is hooked up with PayPal. So if you enter your name, email, first name, last name, and email, then click register, you'll be taken through to PayPal to pay, and that's all taken care of by this Gravity form because I've got it hooked up with this plugin. So again, I can show you that. So if I edit this page, it'll be a bit more complicated because I've got more to it than just these forms. But you see here, I've got the 2 different sections, and I've just got embedded Gravity forms in here. So this is Gravity form number 13. So if I go through to my forms, and I'll sort them by ID. So here it is, number 13, PayPal registration form. So if I click on that, you can see how I've set this up. So I've just got the first name, last name, email address, the product registration field, and then I've also got a little note here. And you'll see in the advanced fields, on the pricing fields, I've got a product pricing that I put in there, and it hooks it up to that. And the cool thing is here, if I open up this tab, I've specified my product price here, and that automatically gets hooked up with PayPal, and it uses that. So whatever value I put in here, if you click submit and go to PayPal, that's how much it will ask you to pay. And if I go into settings, you see I've got MailChimp again, because if you fill out the form, I want to add you to my email list on MailChimp so I know who's paid, but also it's got a PayPal link now because I've got it hooked up with PayPal. And all you do is you just set up a new PayPal feed, and I'll edit this to show you. And you put in your PayPal address, where you want it to go to. So I've got my PayPal email there. I'll just give it a name, say what it is. Then the payment amount, I say use the ECP registration field to know how much to pay. So if we go back to the form, see we've got the ECP registration field here, and that's how much I want to charge people. So it really is dead simple to do. Set up with PayPal, and you need to have the developer license. So if we go to the licenses here on Gravity Forms website, I've got the most expensive developer license, but it basically gives me access to all of these add-ons, and it makes it dead simple, really easy to hook up with these different things. So you see there's loads down here. There's Trello, Stripe, Slack, PayPal like I'm using. It's got all sorts of add-ons, and there's MailChimp and Campaign Monitor and Aweber. So if you use any of them or want to use any of them with a form, then Gravity Forms is a great way to do this. There is a little bit of a learning curve to styling and laying them out after you put them on your website, but it's not too hard to do, and I have some tutorials about that as well. So that's what I basically use Gravity Forms for, basically just adding forms, generally simple forms to my website, but there are more complicated things you can do with it. And just to show you again, so this is a forms tab in my website. So if you go add-ons, basically shows you all the different things you can use Gravity Forms with. And like I said, I just use it with PayPal and MailChimp. So you see the MailChimp one's active because I want to use it with that, and also the PayPal one's active because I use it with that. So there you go. So that's Gravity Forms. That's how I use it on my website. And if you want a form plugin to use on your site, then I recommend it because I use it all the time on my sites. And finally, I want to talk about Toolset plugins, because this is the other program that I use a lot on my website. And what I mainly use is what's called the types and what's called the views plugins, which are part of the suite. You get other ones. You get one called Cred, which is a form plugin. So actually it's similar to Gravity Forms. It doesn't do quite as much as Gravity Forms, but they do have a form plugin. Layout, if you want to create custom layouts for websites, and Access, if you want to give user permissions for your website so different people can access different areas of your site or do different things. So these are the main plugins, and you've also got maps, reference sites, and other things in there if you sign up for the full Toolset package, which I have. I've got Toolsets for Life, which is the biggest package here. And the reason the way I use the Toolset, and as it says, I just use these types and views mainly. And what types does, it lets you create custom post types, custom fields, and custom taxonomies really easy in your site. No coding skills needed. Then the views basically lets you lay out and style and format these custom post types, and also lists or galleries or anything like that. And these are the two that I use. You can do all sorts of cool things like image slider galleries and things like that, which I don't use it for. But what I will do, I'll show you what I do use it for. So on this Neil Curtis site, I use it not amazingly, but I use it just in a simple way. And for example, this list of articles is just a simple list of my latest articles. It's just a title and the text. This is basically created using a view. So I just say in this view, just show the linkable title and some text of each article I publish. But if you look on other things, so if I go back to this Turbo Trainer website, I use it a few different ways on here. For example, I create lists of different posts in different categories. So we have a newsletter for this website. And on this newsletter page, it tells you about the newsletter and asks you to sign up for it. But then also on the page, it's got recent newsletters, and we've just published 2 because it's quite a new design. But we've got 2 latest newsletters published here. So I use a view from the Types and Views plugin to basically pull in information only from newsletters, custom post types. They show them here. So it pulls in a clickable title, the image, and also has this read more link. And then if we click on, say, this newsletter, it shows you the newsletter that was sent out because I put it on the website. So there you go. And you will notice up here in the URL, it's got the name of the website, and then it's got newsletters, because this is a custom post type newsletter, which again I set up using the Toolset plugin. So this time types. So if I go back to this page here, so you've got this text at the start, and then I've got these views, this view here to display these recent newsletters. So if I edit this page, and just to show you how it looks, so this is all the text at the top, but then here you see I've got recent newsletters, and I've just got this shortcode here, which is the view newsletter display that I've set up. So all you need to do is put in that shortcode, and then it goes into here and shows you what you see you want to show. And to add that shortcode, it's really easy. Just go Fields and Views, which is added when you install a plugin. And then if I go down to my views, I've got loads of views because I do all sorts of cool things in this website using types and views. But here you see I've got this newsletter display that I've set up, and I just click that and it adds the shortcode, and that's all I need to do. So while we're in this back end, I may as well show you the layout. So I've got Toolset, and then you've got posts, Toolsets, and you've got custom posts, taxonomies, fields, then you've got the views and content templates. You've got all sorts of different things in here. But if we just go into views, because that's what I was showing on the newsletter page, I'll do it by date just to find the one I've done last. So there you go, newsletter display. That's what we've got on that page. And if I open this up just to show you how it looks. So it's really easy to use. So I just say only show newsletters. So I've got all these different things, but I just wanted to show newsletters. If I wanted to show the post as well, I would check this box, but I don't. I say order by date, only show the 5 latest. And then in here, basically I'm saying I want you to show post title with a link. I want you to pull in the featured image, and I want you to pull in a URL so I can create a read more link. And this may look a little bit complicated, I don't know, because it's got all these shortcodes, but again, it's as easy as clicking on here, finding what you want to show, clicking, and it inserts a shortcode for you. And I do a little bit of CSS styling, only a very little bit, so not much. So all I've got is a newsletter wrap div here that I've created. So I've just got a div and I give it an ID of newsletter wrap, and it just goes around all of these. And all I've said is, so what it does is it lets you put the HTML up here, and then it also has a cool little CSS editor right below, so you don't need to try and find the CSS file here. It's all here below it. So I just created this newsletter wrap, and I just said give it a margin bottom, and all that does is spread out the newsletters a little bit so it's not all too compact. But you can do all that in here. So that is a view, and so that's a really simple way that I use it. But if we go back to the home page, I do slightly more complicated things. So I've got this find a trainer area, and you see it looks like a big list of trainers, and this is actually generated using the Toolset plugin. But also I've got a nice feature here, so I can say, okay, only show me trainers between 100 and 300 pounds, filter results. And you'll see it brings back all the ones with an RP between 100 and 300. And you can go back and say, oh, I only want the brand Cyclops. And again, it goes and filters it to just show the Cyclops. This nice layout and search features is all done using the Toolset plugin, and it's actually done using the Views plugin. But if I click on one of these, say this Cyclops Fluid 2 trainer, it takes me to a product page for this trainer. And this is all styled and laid out and set up using the types plugin, part of the Toolset plugins, to create a custom post type. So I've got all these different fields like recommended retail price, model, break kit system. So fill all those out with a picture, and then it automatically adds these where to buy from areas, bit of a text area, and that's it. And there's also another 2 image areas which isn't showing up on this one because I mustn't have filled them in. So that's all done with the types plugin, which is part of the Toolset. And again, if I click on here, it'll just link through to Amazon where you can buy it. So if we edit this turbo train, I'll just show you how I set this up. This is done using the custom post type plugin types. And you'll see here, when I created this new turbo trainer, I just give it a title. First of all, just come down here and say, oh, it's a Cyclops trainer, so I check that. Put in its name, I put in its RRP, I see whether it's a fluid breaker mechanism, and I've got all these fields that I've set up using the types plugin. I just fill them all in. So this is a description here that I filled out. Images, so as I said, I didn't include extra images, and I should have done. And here I've just got these quick links to Amazon and Wiggle. I've just put in these links to them, and I just hit publish, and then if you view the trainer, it's laid out automatically like this, and these come in automatically because I've set it up. So that's how I use the Toolset plugin on these websites. And again, another example on this site, on this page, again I've got this big list of exercise bikes that you can filter by whatever brand. And this is all generated using the views plugin. And again, if I click on one of them, this simple page layout that you'll see, the image with the title, image, text, then these links auto-generated using the custom post type plugin. So this is all done using types and views. Again, just a simple way that I use it. And finally, on another website, just to show you another simple example, it's about gas barbecues. So if we click on this barbecue, this simple layout here, this is a special article custom post type. So if you've got the URL, this is article. So it's laid out in a way, I say show the title, a little introduction, then show a link to a product image that links, and then also some text and another link for different products. That's all specified in advance using a custom post type, and I just fill out the fields and it automatically generates this layout. So again, if I edit this article to have a look at the back end, you'll see it doesn't look like a standard WordPress post. Instead, I've got these custom fields that I set up using the Toolset plugin. It's really easy to do, and I just fill out these different fields and hit publish, and it auto lays it out like this. And then again, so we've got these different barbecues, and then this is the article custom post type, and each product is in a product custom post type. So if I click on this product image, it goes through to the barbecue product page. Again, it's just a simple layout, but this is all done automatically when I create the listing. So it puts the image there, which is clickable, that goes through to Amazon to buy it. Got the text and also these call to actions and logo here, and these quotes are all laid out and input here automatically using the custom post types. There you go. Maybe I haven't explained greatly how I've used these different plugins, but I use Toolset, Gravity Forms, and Studiopress on basically every website. I use Studiopress to apply a premium theme, premium style. I use Gravity Forms to do any kind of form input field on website, and I use the Toolset plugins to do the automatic styling and layouts of all the articles and content I put on my website. So if you're creating your own websites, developing websites, and you need this functionality, then I highly recommend you check these plugins out.